Hello and welcome to the Monday Night Live, joined by Neil and Greg Wintereg from Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome, Dad.
Thank you, Neil. Happy to be here,
As always.
as always.
Okay, good. So we're going to have an interesting talk tonight here. Before we get into that, I want to let everybody know that next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the live, our usual time, we are going to have a profit first question and answer period. So
And we're
if
going
you
to have
can't,
a special guest.
most likely, she doesn't know that she's a guest yet because she doesn't know that you and I created this idea. But next Monday night, we're going to do an in-depth, like profit first question and answer period, answering your questions, etc. So if you can't be there for next Monday night's live, but you have a profit first question, leave it in the comments below on this video, and then we will answer that next Monday night. But if you can be there Monday night, please show up, get your questions answered, engage with us in the chat, etc., etc. So tonight we're really in a toss-up about what we wanted to talk about, and there's a common theme that we've been running into that I've been hearing from multiple people from multiple different industries, and we wanted to talk about it. It's not going to be a long, hour long, or we just want to give our 2 cents on some things. Now, before we go into the topic, I must say this is not a political video. This is not a debate video. This is not about who you voted for, who you didn't vote for, whatever. Of course, nobody in the comments will understand that when they start hearing us talk about it. But the point is, people are having a very hard time hiring employees right now. And we work with so many different types of businesses. We about as far opposite as you can get with some of the businesses and industries that we work with.
Yeah, from medical doctors to tradesmen in yard care, painting, landscaping. I mean, so we cover like chiropractors. I mean, we got like the whole gamut.
Yeah.
But we have a very common theme that we're hearing from almost everyone right now.
And that is that they can't find good staff.
They
Now,
they can't get people to apply.
Yeah, we have people who
Not
can't
just
even
find good staff. Not like you got 100 applications and there's nobody good or nobody qualified or nobody you would. They're not even getting applications right now.
Wasn't it our friend Pat that told us last week there was a McDonald's that was giving like $15 just to apply?
50.
$50 just to
If
apply.
you applied at a McDonald's in Tampa, if you applied, they would give you $50 to apply. That's
Never heard of that before.
That's crazy. I don't know how that's going to get an end result.
Well, they're trying.
They're trying.
So let's dive into the real reason. The real reason is that the situation that is still somehow gripping the world is causing people and governments to pass bills and help to people who don't have a job or can't find a job. And the bottom line is that people are getting paid more, if not the same amount, to sit at home and stream Netflix as they would be if they had a full-time job.
Yep.
And when any group starts paying people to not work, it is very, very hard to get people to work. So we want to talk about this, not from, again, this isn't a political statement. This isn't anything, because it doesn't matter which president we had in office, Trump or Biden. They've all offered stimulus money and benefits and PPP loans and unemployment loans and benefits, all this crap to keep people locked up in their house. And my personal opinion is that the only reason that that is happening is because that's still a way to keep everything shut down. Because as long as people do have some money coming in, then they will be fine with keeping everything shut down. But there's no motivation for somebody to go out and find a a mid-level job. I mean, people who make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year are always going to be busy types of people because those are the types of people that they are. But let's be honest, if you're making $15 an hour to work at McDonald's, you're going to stay at home and collect your unemployment check. If you are getting paid $20 an hour to do administrative work or be in an office, or I'm not just saying it's McDonald's workers or something, but what I'm saying is that people are being told it's okay to sit at home and not do anything, and therefore they don't go out and get a job.
And that being said, I fully understand the people who are being paid as much, if not more, to stay home and not work. So this is not an indictment on these people. This is not judge, jury. These guys are losers. They should be out there working and contributing to society. This is not that. Now, we'll probably get some comments accusing us of that, but this is not that.
Well, one thing we know about YouTube commenters is they listen very carefully to what we say and take everything we say for face value.
Yeah, we don't have time to rant about that right now. Even though we say this isn't that, they still
it is
for that.
Yeah,
because they made up their mind before they hit play. But here's the approach that I want to take to this tonight. So right now, this is the business environment. We can, as business owners, we can complain about it. We can say the government is stupid, whatever is wrong. But this is the hand that is being dealt right now. So then, as a business owner, what do you do? What is the solution? So for me, the thing is to sit back, because you still want to grow. You still want to expand. I mean, all of our clients at Matterhorn are expanding.
Well, that's because the business owners don't get paid to sit at home.
Right. They get paid to work. And the managers are being paid more than what they would make if they were to go on unemployment or whatever. So we have people now, and then also the other people who are doing the work or whatever. I mean, I just had all the leaves come down this winter in my house in Florida, and my property was a mess. I have 1.25 acres, and it's just like leaves and limbs that came down and all that. So we had a fellow come out, and the owner of the company was there with one of his employees, and the owner of the company, as the employee is doing the work, he goes, "I love this guy, man. All he wants to do is work. He'd work on Sunday if I let him." But I said, "Listen, dude, you got to have a day off." And so again, this is not an indictment on anyone, but then as a business owner, what do you do? Because how do you expand when you have people that are being paid more to stay at home and not work? So you have to start getting creative and start thinking outside the box. And so I always started looking for people who were looking for a career and not a job. And I've talked about this before, but now is the time to look for people who are looking for a career. And the ad, you can change the ad. Have you ever been looking for a career in healthcare, or a career in whatever it might be, lawn care, or a career in painting? And so my rule is I'm always looking for people who want a career and not a job. Because if people are looking for a job, then, they would, and they're getting paid to not work, then, okay, then my job is to be at home right now. That's how I'm making my money. All right. But if they're looking for a career, if they're looking for a change, if they're actually looking for an opportunity, then advertise opportunity. Don't advertise for a job. Advertise an opportunity. I'm looking for a manager. All right. So managers are probably going to make more working than they are sitting at home. Now, the number of applications are not going to be in the hundreds. They might be, I don't know, 3, 5, 10, 15. I don't know. But for me, now is the time to think with expansion and offering people a career. Because then when you hire someone, they're not coming on board just because you paid them 50 cents an hour and you've got healthcare benefits. They're coming on board to learn a career. And we've done other broadcasts, live broadcasts, YouTube broadcasts about the apprenticeship program that I think it needs to be revived. It's just kind of, on life support right now. Nobody's being apprenticed, but it's time to create that idea. It's time to create that attitude. It's time to create that culture within your business. This is my career. I'm looking for people to grow my business who want to have a career, this is my basic purpose. These are the people I'm serving. This is the problem that I'm solving. I will apprentice you. I will train you. No experience necessary if you want a career in blank. And there still are people out there motivated to have a career. There's no doubt. And I think, we did a YouTube video, and you'll remember the number, but what number of employees was it that would rather not be at work? Wasn't it like 35% or something would just rather not be there?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's what people are experiencing right now, is the fact that even stimulus checks and unemployment checks, there was a very large percentage of people who didn't want to work anyway. And those are the people that aren't working now. So there still is good people out there who want to work.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of states that are opening up, or pretty much business as usual with just your mask requirements and things like that, or still working from home. There's still some states that still haven't figured it out. But yeah, I think you're right. It was somewhere around 35% that didn't want to be at work anyway. So those people now have a very easy opportunity to stay at home and not do anything. Yeah. And I think that makes it feel like the employment pool has gotten smaller, but actually I don't think it has. I think that you're really only going to be getting more applications from people who are interested in working. And because there's always more people interested in working than not working. Always. And we can even see that with everything that has been going on for this amount of time now, is that there's many states and many people who just kept going throughout their lives, working, doing what they do, building their career, putting a future there. And so, yeah, 35% are probably going to stick at home and do nothing because they didn't want to work anyway. But I think that really means that if you find somebody who is looking for a job, that kind of already has weeded them out in some respect.
Totally. And so whatever applicants you are getting right now, to me, are in a different category of somebody who does want to work. But then because I also talk about this in my book, how do you create a business that can run without you? How do you create a business that can become a dynasty, not just for you, but for your kids and your grandkids? Well, you have to find people. You have to have the systems for sure, but then you have to find people to execute the systems. You need managers. You need managers who can become partners. And so you're looking for a manager. What if you ran an ad? Are you a manager in blank industry, or are you interested in becoming a manager in this industry with potential partnership benefits down the road? Reply today. And they're like, manager, become a partner? I mean, you'll attract managers. Now you can say, so let me tell you, you're going to have to start in the mailroom because we're not getting any applicants for this job right now. So you're going to have to start at the bottom and work your way up. But let me tell you, my idea, obviously you wouldn't misrepresent this. My idea is to open up a second location in the next 2 years in this city that's, 60 miles away. And you can run this one. We can find somebody and run that one. But I'm going to open up another location. This is part of my expansion plan. If you work out as a manager over this period of time, in 5 years, I'd be willing to make you a partner of 10 or 20%. And so this is the way to think. You start putting a future there. You have your person who is in the mailroom. Well, have a chat with them and say, how would you like to be managing this entire operation one day, or just start showing people that they have a future in your company. And think, as the owner, this is your job. Your job is the vision. Your job is the future. And so think with the idea of creating a future. And then you have people working for you who consider this a career and not just a job.
Yeah, that's all good. I'd probably take it in a different direction.
So what direction would you go?
I think that there's two options. I'd run one ad that was very antagonistic, which said, "Are you tired of sitting on your couch not working? Show up and you can start working."
Yep.
And then I'd do another one that says, "Looking for a new career. If you're willing to learn, you have a job."
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as a person is willing to learn and they're willing to work, you can teach anybody anything in any aspect or in any field. I think the idea that a person has to have experience to get into something is one of the biggest lies that we've been told about hiring. I always said, if you made me the line cook of a restaurant, I would probably burn it down the first day. But then by the second day, you'd probably think I'd been doing it for half my life, which means that I could take on anything because I'm willing to learn and willing to play with it. But, you just got to be willing to look out there and find people. And right now, if somebody is getting paid to sit at home and not work, you didn't want to hire that person anyway. That wasn't going to be somebody that you should hire. So yes, we have to dig deeper into the unemployment pool to find the right people, but those same people are still out there that are looking for a career and looking for a job.
Well, and I agree with you. And the ad that you were writing there was not for a management position. It was for somebody who wants to come in and they want to work and et cetera. So you and I are saying the same thing. Put a message out there that people would respond to if they are tired of not working, tired of being at home, they're ready to get out and get moving again or whatever. You'll get people to respond.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And again, the people that aren't working right now didn't want to work before the pandemic, and now they don't want to work during or after the pandemic. So the people that are out there looking are motivated people. Mm-hmm. So look for motivated people. Those are the types of people you want to hire. Those are the types of people that you want to be in your business. So who cares if there's less people applying? You probably weren't going to hire them anyway. So don't get yourself beat up over it.
And the other thing is you do have to think outside the box. We have a dentist who was having a hard time finding a dental hygienist. This is in Cleveland. This is not out in the middle of nowhere. And so he ran an ad giving a $500 bonus if they accepted the job. So that got more responses, and within 2 or 3 weeks, then they had a hygienist. Mm-hmm. So you may have to offer some things that may seem way out of whack, way out of the ordinary, but then at this point, I'm telling you, it's going to be the innovators that make it. It's going to be the innovators that survive. And you and I have talked it before on different calls. Victims are not going to survive this. They're not going to survive this.
The unfortunate truth of all of this is, with as slow as it takes for government policies to change, isn't it funny how we can overnight change a policy one way, but then canceling that policy takes decades?
Yeah.
So this unemployment rounds, all this stuff is just going to be riding for several more years. I mean, that's the truth behind all of it.
It has the potential.
The unemployment stuff, all that stuff that these people that are sitting at home and not working are receiving is not disappearing next month.
Right.
Let's just be honest. This stuff is still going to keep going for a year because everything could open up again in a month. And people would still be saying for 6 months after that they can't get a job. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to keep collecting the unemployment and all the other benefits and all the other stuff that they're receiving by not working. So in reality, we're going to be feeling the hiring crunch from this for some time. Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line. There isn't an overnight solution that the government is just going to come up with and save us all. they've pretty much proven that that's not going to happen depending on what state you're living in. Luckily, we're in Florida. We have a pretty good governor who has actually kept the train on the tracks for a while, but some states are still trying to figure it out. And so some states like California, I mean, man, they're going to be doing unemployment benefits for 10 years from this in California. and that's just the truth, that's just the truth. It's going to be a long time.
To your point, complaining about it, whining about it, groaning about it is not solving it.
No.
So the innovators in each industry are the ones that are going to flourish and come out of this stronger because the pressure is coming down. And the other option is to just not grow. There is that option. You can contract. So you say, well, I had 10 employees and now I only have 5. So I'm just going to have to accept that I'm only going to do half as much as I did last year. And for me, that's unacceptable.
That's giving up.
That's giving up.
It's a form of giving up. You're not giving up and saying, I'm going to close my business. But to say, well, it was that way and now it's like this, that's just the way that it is. That's failureism. That's just defeatism. That's just giving up.
Right. So, at least get pissed off about it. At least. And say, damn it, I'm not going to go down like this. I'm not going to contract like this. And so, anyway, this issue with the unemployment and people being paid to stay at home is a real thing. There's no doubt about it. But my point here is you can't go into agreement that you are going to be the effect of it. You're going to have to get smart and you're going to have to figure it out.
Yep, exactly.
It's the only way.
And just a reminder for anybody who just joined in recently, next Monday night at 7, we're going to do another Profit First Q&A session. So if you have a Profit First question, I know we're talking about hiring and employment right now, but next Monday we're doing a Profit First live stream. So if you can be there, then be there and type your questions in and get them answered by 2 experts who are Profit First professionals, such as Dr. Winteregg and another person, not myself. I'm a sales first professional. I am a profit first last professional. So yeah, you can put your comments down below in this video if you can't be there next Monday, but tune in next Monday and we're going to do another Profit First live Q&A session to answer questions, things like that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, while we're taking a break here in the middle, you should probably also tell them how they can work with us personally through our new Adventure to Profit program.
Well, yep, we've got the Adventure to Profit program, which is our group coaching and training session where you learn Profit First as well as a bunch of other information there. All you do is go to adventuretoprofit.com and you have to apply to work with us. So it's going to ask you some questions and give us a little bit of information on you about what you need and want, and we'll make sure that it's a right fit. And we'll tell you more about the Adventure to Profit program, but you can go to adventuretoprofit.com and apply to work with us there. So Profit First, employees.
While we're taking a break from our regularly scheduled programming, you should tell them about our membership program on YouTube.
You can also work with us for $20 a month down below on your YouTube app or on your desktop. On our channel page, it says join. You join the membership there and you receive members only live streams and members only content. And the live streams that we do are very different from this type of a live stream. This is us going back and forth, talking about different topics, etc. The members live streams are very pointed, hour to hour and a half long training sessions with different topics each time. So we've done statistics and KPIs. We did the 4 pillars of business management last week, and this week we're doing sales training. So those are some of the things that we cover in the membership program. So you can check out all of those options and all those things there. Hi, Chris. Welcome in the chat. We see you.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Chris.
So anyway,
Chris has been to all of our live broadcasts.
Yeah,
not
Chris
sure,
comes in for all the live. She's part
I'm
of
not
the
sure that
membership
she has one.
program, and she's part of the Adventure to Profit program. So
Yeah.
Chris is always there listening and learning, and she's doing quite well, actually. So that's very
Yes.
good. So, as far as the current employee situation, I don't really have a whole lot else to say about it other than prepare for the long haul is my guesstimate. I have a feeling that um, these types of payments are going to be around for a while in a lot of states because um, somehow, I don't know how, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but somehow, apparently, it is better for people to not work than to work. That is all I can say about that, and it's the unfortunate, sad thing, but it is what it is.
And basically, I guess this has to be figured out for you to compete in your area. For you to get a leg up on everyone else, you have to figure it out. And
Yep.
if you need to be, because here's what's going to be happening as the minimum wage, this is my prediction, as the minimum wage is now being bumped up over the next 3 to 5 years, most states are going to have a required $15 an hour minimum wage. And if I'm running a company, that is not an entry level wage. If I'm going to be paying somebody $15 an hour, I'm going to expect $15 an hour product. I'm going to expect $15 an hour in exchange. So what I would do right now is, start at positions, make this your first job. Now that could put a little bit of pressure on you. You have to have training materials. You have to have, and we're recommending to our clients they take videos. They have training manuals. You have Google folders with all of this on it. One of our chiropractic clients just did this a week ago today, and they worked very diligently for 3 weeks on the receptionist position. They made training videos, Zoom training videos. They wrote up manuals. And so for the first 2 days, these applicants or these new hires were actually able to sit down and learn the job without chewing up the office manager's time, as they just had their best month ever, their best day ever. So there definitely are ways to mechanize training manuals right now so that you could take, like Neil said, you take someone who's never worked in this industry and you can get them up to speed in very short order. You can even have them start watching this at home. So this is a time to be creative. This is a time to start offering careers. This is just a sign of the times. And we have Rebecca here is like, as soon as the unemployment cuts off, things will change.
Yep. 2 years from now, things will change.
I agree with you 100%, Rebecca, but then we can't sit here trying to hire, go into apathy and say, well, as soon as the unemployment gets cut off, then we'll be able to hire and expand our business. So to Neil's point, we don't know. It could be 6 months, it could be years before this, I don't know, before this government aid or this assistance ends. So I guess I'm never one to sit back and wait. I'm always going to be innovative. And so I just encourage you to kind of think outside the box a little bit and start coming up with creative ways to still get good people to come in. Heck, business is business, right? Rip off your competitors' employees, rip off your competitors' managers, offer something better, give them more stability. And I'm not talking about just higher wage, but I mean room to expand, room to get more responsibility than your competitors if they're working over there, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, now is the time to just be creating your future, and you will draw and attract the best people from your industry or people who are looking for an opportunity in your industry.
Yeah, you're going to have to work harder to hire, but you should be able to come up with some more quality hires is the result. But if you wait around for assistance and things like that to end, it's going to be a long haul. So don't sit on the sidelines. I always believe that you create your own luck, meaning it's going out and working that creates this amazing thing out of nowhere that you never would have predicted. It's you creating that forward motion, and that's what it kind of takes. So, That's kind of where
yeah, as the other people in your industry are sitting there in apathy, then you expand. Reminds me of a dentist in when the economy crashed in 2008. There were more foreclosures in Detroit than there were in New Orleans after Katrina. This was an economic nuclear bomb. 500,000 people got laid off by GM, Ford, and Chrysler. And dentists are whining, complaining, moaning. Dentists are leaving the state. They're losing their practices. Hygienists can't find jobs. And in that terrible dental economy, in the 3 years between 8, 9, and 10, I guess 2008 would have been half of a year, whatever. And actually, the whole mess started in Detroit in 2006. But the point is, during that 3-year time, one of my clients opened 2 locations. Mm-hmm. So nobody else has a job. A hygienist can't find a job. This guy opened 2 locations. Now let's think this through. Dental practices are closing. They're downsizing. Okay, so there were people who lost their jobs in Detroit, but they just lost their benefits. They didn't leave the area.
Yeah.
And so there were still people who needed their dentistry done, is my point. And so all he did was, as the competition went into apathy, he just stepped on the gas. So he just expanded faster.
And so now's a great opportunity to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, please.
Change of attitude. So anyway.
Yeah, you create your own opportunities. You create your own luck. So if you're down in the dumps, everything is going to be down in the dumps. But if you work hard, doors will open that you weren't expecting to have open up. So please hit the thumbs up button on whichever platform you're watching us on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is. And then remember, next Monday at 7 is going to be our Profit First live Q&A session. So if you have Profit First questions, leave them in the comments below, or just come and watch us next Monday night, and we are going to have 2 Profit First professionals on who will be able to answer your questions live. So you can put all of your questions in to the comments during the live stream, get your questions answered, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's all I've got to say for this for now. Dad, you good?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. And remember, next Monday at 7 o'clock, we are going to have our Profit First question answering marathon. So we'll see you all then. Have a good night. Good luck hiring. Don't give up.